Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
To those 6 weeks, we were clear, but then he lived for another 3 months. So what happened was every time I saw him was like, oh, thank God. And then every time we said goodbye, we made sure we said a good, thorough, full goodbye, because we knew at any moment it could actually be the last goodbye. But the lesson was, it's always like that.
My mom put me on this type of game. She said, in this new wave of love, the new love is, I'm finding any reason to leave. The old love is, I'm finding any reason to stay.
You see the way they look at him? You can't walk down the street with your man without 29,000 white bitches coming on to him, and they will give up the pussy because their fathers tried to keep it from them all their lives. When they turn 18 and they leave home, they're gonna get that black dick, they're gonna get it, they're gonna get it. And it can be yours, 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 or mine, and they want it. And they're getting it.
Deal with the black man for a minute.
Oh, Inez.
There's a lot of self-hate going on when he can't deal with his sister.
Yeah, but Inez, how would you know? You won't deal with a black man.
Why we not talk? Well, let's talk about it. We live. We live. Yeah.
That's the show, Dada!
The last 7 days have been totally insane, but we made it. Now buckle up and get ready for the most organic conversation on the internet with your hosts, The Force, The King, The Kamikaze, The Great and Terrible. Up to it, down to it. Pour a glass and talk some trash. Welcome to the show, and thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a good time tonight right along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Let's go up to it.
We love it. We love it, man. We love it here. We're happy to be here with y'all. It's been a long time since I've said it, so I'm going to say it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Assuming nothing's changed in the last couple months and we can still call you that. Welcome back to another episode of the most organic conversation on the internet. Up to it, down to it with your boys out here in these streets. We about to have some good conversation. We about to talk about some good stuff, bring up some good topics. We encourage you all to join in the comments, talk to us, give us your feedback. We will likely respond to you. All right. So yeah, definitely be prepared to have a good time, pour a glass and talk some trash with your boys. I'm honored again to be here with two amazing gentlemen, two good friends of mine, and I'm excited to get them introduced here. So let's get to these intros. My man, to my left, to your right on the screen, right there in the corner, however this works. You know what it is. It's my boy, our guy, the immovable force. Kev, coming off a great school year, man. Coming off of Men's Mental Health Month. How you feeling, my brother? What's up with you? Like that, huh?
Listen,
like that.
June did the A-Town stomp. June pulled up on me and had all the Kendrick disses with it, and I took a beat down in June. But we made it through. Some good things happened, but that was a wild month. So crazy enough that it was Men's Mental Health Month. But we'll get into that. But I'm glad to be back with you all. Missed you fellas, missed being able to do this. So just glad to be here. And tonight, it's a tequila kind of night. So we got the Espolón. I'll call it a bottom tier tequila, but it's one of the better ones, so it doesn't feel like it. And we're gonna mix it with all the chasers we have. So we got a little Coke, got a little orange juice. We're gonna get real versatile. As long as you drink whatever you want, let us know what you're drinking in the comments. And as long as it's not Aquafina, we don't have any issues. Who's better if it's Aquafina?
Nothing's changed. We still don't rock with Aquafina.
Yeah, no. We do. Unless they pay us.
Unless they pay us. They start paying us, you're going to start seeing a whole lot of, links to purchase Aquafina. But until then, no Aquafina.
Get Aquafina tatted, somewhere. I was moving on.
Lord, it's going to be one of those nights. It's a tequila night. Okay. All right. That being said, my man's down bottom. There he is, my LB. He is I'm sorry, wrong person. I said immovable. He is the inspirational, all these eyes. The inspirational King Rich. What's up, bro? How are you feeling on this good day, my brother?
What's going on? Good to see the bros. We back in the building. Good to be back on the show, man. Man. June was a crazy month, so definitely have the tequila in hand, sipping on that. I don't know if you can see it because that like Don Julio. Yeah, buddy, Don Julio. And also, inspirational. Listen, sometimes you don't be feeling inspirational. Sometimes you just know that life is hard. Life sometimes is crap. And guess what? You need this space to be able to just be in that for a moment and just reflect. So it's not going to be always positive. It's not going to be always, sunshine and all of that. And that's okay, though. That's okay because during that time, definitely, be in it, reflect, and get through it is the main part. Is get through it. And right now, that's what I'm trying to do is get through a very tough, time. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a lot. A bunch of deaths and whatnot, and we're just getting through it. All right. So sometimes you might not be as positive or as inspirational, but guess what? So what? Get through it. Life goes on. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, well, you're still here. Keep it moving. But the other thing is, as far as Men's Mental Health Month, I did get the opportunity to check in with some people. Not as much as I wanted to. I wanted to do because I don't make phone calls. I hate phone calls. But, I tried to check in with as many brothers as I could and check on their mental health, and not just, checking just to say hi, like, hey, what's your mental health looking like? Everything okay? It's mental health. And I think that, it needs to go beyond just June. I think, because I took some time to reflect, and it's like, all right, what am I doing? Not just for my physical health, but also for my mental health. We got to keep that in mind as well. But we got some things to talk about tonight, so let's get into it. I've said enough. Let's get into tonight's show. It's going to be one for the books, as all of our shows are, because we're just great. All of our shows are
For sure.
the book.
The most organic conversation on the internet. That's what we do.
It's going to be great, like never before.
All of that. And with that said, I want to stay on the men's mental health, because that's kind of going to be our theme for the evening, for real. Obviously, we weren't we were taking kind of a mental health break ourselves during the month of June, which is important. I encourage people everywhere to take your breaks when you need to. Don't abuse it, obviously, but when you need to take a pause, you need to call time out, man. Damn, call time out, bro. Like, it just is what it is, man. So I want to kind of stick with that, because I think, honestly, we're highlighting specifically men's mental health, but I think it encompasses all mental health in general, right? This is my opinion on that. So my question for y'all is, during Men's Mental Health Month, what did you learn about yourselves? Well, maybe not Men's Mental Health Month, but just during the time we've been out. What did you learn about yourself? One thing.
I would say, like, realities are harsh but necessary.
That's fair.
Realities are harsh but necessary. So when you have expectations of something and it doesn't go the way that you want it to, June was full of disappointments. But what do they say? Our setbacks are step backs for come up, something like that. But that, just that idea that, like, if it's in God's plan for you, then it'll work out, and when it doesn't, like, it sucks. But it is what it is. So yeah, just being real with yourself about what's happening professionally and personally. Kind of can temper your expectations for things, but if you're not able to come to grips with that reality, then yeah, you're kind of setting yourself up.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, big time. For me, personally, I'm a big procrastinator, or I struggle with procrastination versus taking the time to really think and assess a situation and then make a decision on what I assessed. And so I know I told that line a lot, but I know for me, June just made me realize life is short, and I'm 40, so it's like now I'm turning the corner where it's just like, I bet we're gonna go. I'm gonna think over. I'm gonna make the best decision in the moment, but we gotta go. We got whatever we're gonna do. We need to hit it and get it done. Um, you know, so I'm definitely gonna think. But as far as procrastination, I'm gonna separate procrastination from making a discerned decision. Um, you know, so I think that's, as far as for me personally, what I learned about myself is I gotta make sure I separate that procrastination from having time to really make an informed decision. Um, and then it's like go time. You just got to go. You just got to do it, whatever it is. You got to do it. So
Yeah, Yeah, real talk, man. Nothing to it but to do it. I think those are some fantastic points. I'll say, just to kind of put another wrapper on it. For me, it was very similar to you, Rich. Come up with a vision, come up with a plan, and then execute. Vision, plan, execute. Right. So begin with the end in mind. What's the end goal? And sometimes you have to reassess because, excuse me, because back to your point, Kev, sometimes things are disappointing, right? Sometimes you expect things to go a certain way and you plan for that, and then they don't quite go that way, and you have to pivot. You got to make an adjustment quickly, right? But whatever adjustments you need to make, what I've learned is to not let any of those set you back. It's just to continue moving forward. I think the quote is, could be wrong, but I think is every setback is damn, I forgot. Every setback is a setup for a step forward or some shit like that. You get it. It's something along them lines. I had it when you said it. And then the son bitch went away. But that's what it is, man. It's a setup for a greater comeback. There we go. Every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. There we go. But that's kind of what it is, man. And I just kind of, as I look back over my life, and I think things over. No, I'm just playing. But but seriously, as I look back and like over the last year and a half, maybe 2 years or so, it's been filled with a lot of disappointments, but also a lot of setups, a lot of things that didn't go the way I planned. But had they gone the way I planned, the better thing that came on the other side may not have come. Right. So either way, you take it all in stride. Take the good with the bad, all that good stuff, and just keep on moving forward, no matter what. Just keep moving forward. And I know that's a little bit harder to do sometimes, but it just, again, it is what it is. We have different things in our background that hold us back. Sometimes you have different things that are anchors kind of in our head that tend to hold us back from things. And so one thing with mental health that I want to talk about real quick with you guys is closure, right? I came across this video for all y'all out there, and by all means, again, everybody y'all watching, thank y'all again for tuning in. Feel free to chime in the comments. Let us know what you think about all of this. I came across a video. Actually, I think one of you guys shared it. Kev, this might have been you, with Will Smith, and he was talking about some of the closure moments he was having with his father, right? Finding out that his father had 6 months to live, and kind of the conversations and such that went on with that. So actually, let's get into that real quick, and then I'll get y'all's feedback.
With my father, the doctors told us he had 6 weeks to live. We talked about everything. So I said everything that I wanted to say, and we got to those 6 weeks. We were clear, but then he lived for another 3 months. So what happened was every time I saw him was like, oh, thank God. Yeah. And then every time we said goodbye, we made sure we said a good, thorough, full goodbye, because we knew at any moment it could actually be the last goodbye. But the lesson was, it's always like that. You should never greet someone casually or say goodbye to someone casually. And that lesson came from that experience. Every moment was so rich. Every time we saw each other, it was, and every time we said goodbye, we made sure it was a good, thorough, full goodbye. But that's how you're supposed to live every day anyway.
All right, so thoughts. Man, we got tear jerks already. Oh no. No, but seriously,
I had two. So I'll if we have time, I'll share the one that's off the topic on the topic. But the one thing that stuck with me is that you're never sure when the last time you'll see somebody or you'll speak to somebody, and like we do kind of say those things casually. I'll see you later. I'll that kind of thing. And like later may never come. And so, when you do get moments with your people, it's important to give them their flowers. I saw a video to either yesterday or today. I feel like I might have shared it with y'all. That said, there are so many seconds in a minute hours in a day, days in a year. An average life expectancy of a man is 73.3 years, and the time that like they get their flowers is at the funerals that come after that, and you have about maybe 40 minutes of people singing the praises of a person who you had 73 years to tell that to. And so you do have to cherish all of these moments because they may never happen again. And I think we do take that for granted.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, LB?
So mine's a little different, and it's definitely not. It might not sound like inspirational. I just feel like in that moment, right? For certain people, you're still. I don't feel like you. I don't feel like because he was saying everything you wanted to say. Well, I guess that's like if you didn't want to say it, you're still not going to say it. So I just I get that like stuff like that gets me hyped where I'm like, yeah, live every moment, and I would just want to be the hype man and jump behind it, be like, yeah, live every day like it's the last day. We should be living like that all the time, every time, blah blah blah. But it's like if you've been through some trauma with in his example, his dad, right? If you've been through some trauma though, like I mean, the stuff that you're gonna say, is it gonna be worth saying? Like, is it gonna be like all negative? Like you wanted to get all this negativity out right before he passes? Like I don't know. I guess I'm just playing the devil's advocate on this one. It's like and again, but then again, like I was saying before, everything's not positive. Everything is not sunshine and roses and so maybe that is the time that you muster up the courage to say, listen, I didn't like blase blah or whatever it is, to get everything all out in the open. You have those tough conversations because you already know that this is the time that you have to get your closure. If that even comes, because you might not even get the closure that you're looking for. You might spill everything off your chest, and you still don't get your closure. I mean, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, as long as you have said everything that you feel like you needed to say, then don't harbor on the other side what you couldn't control. You only can control what you can control. So yeah, I guess what I'm doing is I'm thinking of like what I'm putting myself in that shoe, like because some things like I feel like I would ask or share, and then some other things I'm just like, you know what, he only got 6 months to live. I'm going to forgive and leave all of that behind and just listen. We're just going to make the most of the time that we got left. So I think that's the battle that I was just playing in my head right then and there as I was listening to that. And I was figuring, what would I do? Would I, say every single thing? Or is it would I pick and choose? Would I forgive, let go, and choose to stay in a positive, more let's build on what we can before the untimely?
I guess my question would be why wouldn't you? That would be my question. Like why wouldn't you say like, hey, look, let's put it out there, let's deal with it, and get if there's gonna be a I'm sorry or another perspective that you didn't quite understand, because a lot of things like that usually tend to be perspectives that one side doesn't understand from the other. And I guess for me, I would think I would think why wouldn't you go ahead and have whatever conversation if you have something like that in your mind that's top of mind that you've always wanted to say, to whatever, your mom, your dad, your child, relative, best friend, whatever, right? Some things that you've always wanted to say that I would imagine that if that's the case, that it's because it's something that you've been wrestling with in your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just going to walk up and just be like, I never liked your Jerry curl back when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That could happen.
It could, but I would hope your level of closure would be on a deeper level than that.
well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, some things, I'm just saying, like, some things you would think, I would hope that you would really make that, because some people could be that, I guess, surface level when it comes to a Jerry curl that you never liked and it scarred you. I don't know. But I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, for me personally, I feel like I assess, things before I say them a lot of times. Not 100%, not perfect, but I feel like
None of us are.
I would, if there's anything that I'm holding on to, and I personally haven't taken the time to sit there and go through, like, is this really something that needs to be brought up? Or, is it something that I definitely should have let go a long time ago and gotten on with my life? And I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, I would sit there and assess those things and only bring up the things that are really, like, really would be on my heart to share.
I hear that. I guess I'd probably talk about everything. Honestly, I'm saying this as somebody who wishes they had the opportunity to do that. Right. I actually spoke to my father the morning that he passed away. Right. I was on the phone with him, and we were just talking and everything. And we got off the phone, like normal. All right, cool, man. Hey, I'll talk to you later. I love you. And that was it. Didn't really think nothing of it. But I didn't get to talk to him later. Right. And so I think if I were able to go back, he died in September, right, of 2010. So if I were able to go back in March and find out he was going to go in September, I think I would probably talk about everything. I think I would talk about, I would talk about, certainly first I'd talk about the things that, that bothered me. And I think, many parents and children have this bothered me in this way and that bothered me in that way kind of a thing. And like I said, more often than not, it's a perspective thing. The adults dealing with things from an adult perspective, the child sees things from a child's perspective, right? And at some point, you gotta blend the two together. And I think as two adults, that's probably the best time to do that. But I would talk about those things that were major in that way. But I would I'd talk about silly shit too. I'd talk about my dad and I'd probably talk about my dad's hair. I would talk about how I was jealous that, I had to lock my hair to get it to look like something. And all he had to do was take some water, slick his hair back, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have had a good laugh with my dad about stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think, in whatever capacity, to kind of wrap this up, in whatever capacity, I think, at whatever level you need closure with people, it's important to understand that, today or tomorrow or next week or whatever, the next time you talk to somebody, it really could be the last time that you talk to them, right? And you should treat that with respect. Now, that doesn't mean, you go into a deep dive on every aspect of their life, because it might be the last time you talk to them, right? I'm not saying keep them on the phone for 6 hours, but I'm saying it is a way we should kind of understand and treat people with that same level of respect and dignity and kindness, because it could be the last time, especially I think if there's somebody that is close to you, somebody, that's a family member, you know what I mean? Particularly a family member. In my opinion, I think particularly a parent or a child, or a guardian, if like you were raised by your grandma or something like that. I think those are particularly the ones that you need to have the closure and the healing with, before it's too late. And this is where we normally would bring up G&T, right? I ain't gonna do it yet, but that's where those types of things come in. So like, you mentioned earlier, LB, if was this something I should have already dealt with, but I didn't deal with it yet, right? Well, in my opinion, if I didn't deal with it yet, then now is the best time to deal with it, because otherwise I'm going to put it off for 6 more months, right? And then he's going to go, and I'm going to look back and say, damn, I should have dealt with that. I should have told him this. I should have did that. I should have said this. I wish I had. And, I think if you have those rare opportunities to get closure with people that are close to you like that, I think you should take them.
Yeah, no, true. I agree with that. I'm just saying on the flip side, if it's have you done the discernment within yourself to even say, hey, was this even necessary to bring up? Was it even that big of a deal? And if it is, great, bring it up. And if it's not, let it go. And I guess that's just where I'm coming from. It's like, are you holding on to something that you haven't even looked within yourself to say, why am I holding on to this? And instead of putting the blame, or not just blame, but just putting it off on somebody else, like they made me feel this way, versus, thinking it through and why am I holding on to this? That was, water under the bridge. Because again, you might bring it up, you still ain't gonna get the closure that you thought that it was gonna be. So,
and Kev, I want you to jump in a second, but what I found with some people that I've had some deeper discussions with recently is sometimes you find out that something that was bothering you that you were like, maybe this isn't that big a deal. It was bothering them too, or they felt a way about it too, or what have you. So, I feel you 100%. I feel like in those situations, especially with somebody that's close to you, I think, take every opportunity you can. I would think if, even if it is something small and trivial, but if it bothers you, I think you should say something about it. I really do. Like, and y'all can agree to disagree. We ain't going to agree on everything, right? But I just feel like not saying anything about it does more harm than good. That's just my thought. Jump in, kid.
And that's if that person is close to you.
Yeah, particularly if the person's close to you.
Yeah, because I'd imagine, if they're not close to you, then at this particular junction in your life, you probably wouldn't be seeing them. So no, I got everything that y'all were saying. So I'm gonna try to do this one as quickly as I can. The other side of this was me thinking about like my own relationship with my father. Like, and if someone were to call me right now and say, your father has 6 weeks, because I think they said 6 weeks, but he lived for another 3 months or something like that. So if somebody called me right now and says your father has 6 weeks to live, I don't know that would move the needle for me to like want to do the things, that Will did with his father. Like, and that's probably where it would catch me, is like, okay, now that I know what do y'all want me to do with that information, because there is no connection in that place. And I think a lot now, because he's elderly at this point, but if that call ever comes, or when that call comes that he passes, am I going to the funeral? Because those are the things that I think about. So like I felt two completely different feelings from this video. It was, cherish like the time that you have with the people who are important, but like also, if I were to get this call, what would that look like for me? Or if I were to get that information, like how would I process that? Because it's not moving the needle for me.
Yeah, I think Trey, you said it. The key word or key phrase is that the people that are important to you, it's the relationships that you have with said persons. So I think that's the key right there. If you don't have a relationship if you don't have a relationship with someone, whether it be a parent or not, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna move you to. It may or may not move you to want to have a deep conversation all of a sudden. For some people, it works and blossoms for the next 6, 3, whatever it is that they live. And for some other people, it's like, oh, really? All right, just let me know when the funeral is.
No, I think those people are still damaged. Those people are still hurt, and that's part of why they need to go talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's somebody, and by close, I mean I also mean close proximity, like a brother or sister, immediate family. We'll just say immediate family, right? I also mean it like like that too. And I would argue that if somebody got that message and was just like, oh well, I would argue that oh well comes from a place of still being hurt and still being damaged, and there's still some closure and some healing that needs to be done with that. And I can't speak for all, because as we always say, nothing's true for everybody, right? And and nothing fits all circumstances, right? But
Correct.
I would make the argument more often than not that that's because that person's still hurt.
So I'm going to agree with you, but try to give you perspective. So because I can process that much, that like the response to it is coming from a place of hurt. What I will say though is like that hurt is, I don't want to say just a hurt, but like it's just a hurt that will always exist, because not a hurt that you can't get over. And that part is why you're just like, like that hurt will always exist because it affected something. So growing up without a father affected every aspect of my life. Like there were sports that I couldn't play because we couldn't afford it. Single mom with 3 kids. There were places I wanted to go and I couldn't because there was only one vehicle, and at a point there was no vehicle. So like there were a lot of struggles, that person created. So it affects your entire like upbringing. That part will always hurt. But like there are parts of that can get the closure, but you still don't want connection.
Oh, I mean, okay, that's fair, but I would also argue that not wanting connection is still part of the healing process, right? Especially with somebody that's close to you. Again, unless they hurt you physically. I think for me personally, I think the exception to the rule being if they hurt you physically, right? But then again, there's multiple circumstances I can see and multiple stories I can see of even that, and people growing and building from that, because just like when you forgive somebody, you're not forgiving them for them, you're forgiving them for you, right? You're releasing the burden for you, right? So you're getting the closure not for them, how they feel about it. It's for you. It's for you to move forward with it. So that's all I would say about it. Again, a person is free to do whatever they want. I just know for me, like, I have, as you guys know, I have somewhat of an estranged relationship with my oldest child. I would under no circumstance, if I ever got an opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with her, turn that down personally, right? Now, if she did, that's because it's coming from a place from where she's hurt, right? I'm not in that place. I'm in the place where I'm open and I'm ready, right? So, and that's the other thing about being closed off like that, is a lot of times you end up closing yourself off to somebody that's open to building something. And maybe, listen, maybe you don't want to or what have you, but I don't, in my opinion, I don't think it's right to not give them and you that opportunity to move forward in that way.
Can you forgive someone and still be hurt?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you can. I think you can forgive somebody and still be hurt. I think you can move on and still be hurt. I think you can have a connection with somebody and still be hurt by them, right? I think you can grow, you can move forward and grow with somebody and still be hurt. Here we go. Clark said it. What up, fam? And what up, everybody in the comments? How y'all feeling? That hurt will exist until you die. Look, so some things, the pain will, like, no matter what happens. For example, Kev, like even if you were, and I'm not advocating for you to do this, I want to be clear, right? But if you were, whether you made up with your dad,
He's advocating. No,
here we go. They're making me like Trump out here. No, but I'm not advocating for that necessarily. But if you were to do that, right, that doesn't necessarily mean that doesn't change that he wasn't there when you were little. It doesn't change that. You know what I mean? But it does give you a launching point, or can give you a launching point to propel yourself and your life forward. And I'm not saying that you haven't already, right? Like, that's between you, your God, and your therapist, right? You know what I mean? So I'm not saying you haven't, but I think that can still be a launching point, and even for you to grow even more than you already have. But that's my thought on it, Right. Again, I'm not advocating for it. Do you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. We've talked before, so I get it. You know what I mean? But
different strokes for different folks.
100%. 100%. Sound off in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think. Right? Should you seek closure from people that are close to you, particularly a parent or a sibling or a close family member that hurt you? Right? In some ways, sometimes in ways that you can't just wipe away. Honestly, if somebody hurts you, you can never really just wipe away. Like even if they say I'm sorry, that doesn't make it go away necessarily, right? So, but it does give you a means to move forward. I think it means to move forward without as much hurt. That's my thought.
All right.
Anyway,
that was not the main topic, but it went, baby, it went. We live,
baby. It's going the most. Let's take a shot, man.
I was gonna say, I was literally about to say we haven't had one in a minute.
Yeah,
Dallas is going.
Don Julio.
Who's playing today? He said Dallas is the Wings.
Dallas Wings and Atlanta. And Dallas was going to pull it out.
Dream is that Atlanta? The Dream.
Yeah. They just pulled away. It's only 8 seconds left, so they're gonna get away with this. Shout out to the WNBA.
Shout out to the WNBA.
WNBA been making moves all really the last couple of seasons, but definitely this season they hit a peak. Big shout out to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Thank you.
The Caitlin Clark effect is real, man. Caitlin Clark effect is real. I'm just saying. Shout out to both of them, man. They both playing their asses off. Well, a lot of them are playing their asses off this season, man.
Yeah, I'm sick about Cameron, not Cameron. Was that Cameron?
Yeah, that hurt rolled her ankle or whatever. I think it was.
Or ACL.
Tore ACL. That was it. Yeah, tore ACL. Yep.
Yeah, sick about that one because she was killing it too.
Yeah, she was.
But yeah, both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have gotten comfortable, and so a lot of the issues that they had early on, you're not seeing as much of now.
Yeah,
so
either one of them. Yeah.
Shout out to both. But all due respect, Las Vegas got Chelsea Gray back, and they are like 6-0 since her return. So let's keep the main
everybody
thing.
Pause. Right, because it's still about championships. It's still about checks and championships, dog.
Well, keep the main thing.
Yeah. The Aces look like they're going for 3, man. They're gonna get that. They're gonna get that first 3-peat since Houston, right? Wasn't Houston the first one? First and last one?
Yep.
Man, I watched a little short documentary on the WNBA and their inception back in 96, 97. And like how much hype was around it, man, and how Cynthia Cooper came over from Italy. Cheryl Swoops was pregnant, but then she came back not long after that, man. And Houston just crushed everybody for like 3-4 seasons straight, man. It was wild. They killed everybody.
You can still see Tina Thompson with that extra dark lipstick.
Big ass lipstick, yeah. Yeah, man. They've come a long way. Man. I'm happy to see people paying attention to them. Hey, man, that's gonna make DraftKings. DraftKings is gonna be in play. I'm just saying, DraftKings WNBA is gonna be in play. I'm just saying.
Get this money.
If you've been betting on Angel Reese to get a double in these last few games, you've been winning. I'm just saying.
I think she's gonna get another one tonight.
Yeah, she probably will. She'll probably get one going through. Probably going through. She's quick on her feet, man. Like her bounce off her feet after a miss is like it's incredible. She's real quick. It's especially if she misses the shot, especially when she misses, right? She right back up on that, man.
She better be if she's missing the shot then.
Yeah,
she got that dog in her.
She do. Credit where it's due, man. Yeah. Credit where it's due.
Love to see it.
All right, let's move on. We done had some fun. Took a couple drinks real quick. Let's move on to this next topic. We're gonna talk about love. So many people use the name in vain. Yep. Yep. You already know what's coming. This one is courtesy of brother Cam Newton, who has a message from his mama.
This type of game. She said, in this new wave of love, the new love is I'm finding any reason to leave. The old love is I'm finding any reason to stay.
Finding any reason to leave versus finding any reason to stay. Now, I want to put a caveat on this, is that you can apply this, in your opinion. I'm going to sound like the judge from New York. In your opinion, you can apply this to any form of love you want. So whether it be romantic love, the love between parents and children, between friends, etc. Things to consider. All right, jump in. What y'all think?
I think both of them are dangerous. I think both of those are dangerous. Because if you'll find any reason to leave, you could be volatile and irrational. If you're finding any reason to stay, you could be too tolerant. Just like a person who holds on to nothing but memories. Like they're not changing as y'all go forward to make things better. But I remember when we first started dating, they were so sweet, and I know it's in them because they did it before, but you don't see it now. So your reason to stay is the nostalgia of your relationship in any capacity, like you said, but like it's not helping you presently. So I think both of them are dangerous statements.
I don't know. I'm thinking like if you're getting into something, right? Why would you find reasons for it not to work? Because that's what it sounds like to me. It's like I'm finding reasons to leave means I'm finding reasons why it should not work. And when I hear finding reasons to stay, I'm hearing finding reasons why it should work or continue to work. One sounds like tearing down, the other sounds like building up. I could be wrong, sound off in the comments. But to me, they sound different in that one is getting into it in demolition mode and the other is getting into it in building mode. Y'all let me know. I need to head to the fridge real quick. We live.
So I
gotta refill his glass.
So I don't necessarily know that any reason to leave is coming in demolition mode, like in the means of like doing a prenup before marriage. Like if this happens, then whatever. I think in this case, it's like you enter into it feeling how you felt, and then once you were in it, you discovered like genuine red flags, and so those are your reasons not to stay. I don't think this statement doesn't jump out to me as a like, oh, they left the cap off the juice and put it back in the refrigerator with only a sip left. Like that's annoying, but it's not like a red flag. And I that's probably the distinction that I'm thinking of in this scenario. Like any reason to leave is like for your like true well-being or safety, something like that.
If I'm a millionaire and prenup is it, if I'm a millionaire, billionaire, prenup is anywhere near involved. If I'm a millionaire, billionaire, I'm just saying, it's probably a business decision, period. Especially when it comes to prenup. So that's just, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sound off in the comments, but this is just how I'm thinking. If I'm a millionaire, billionaire already, this is a business decision because it does not benefit me to get married. Period. Doesn't benefit me. So it's
not without a prenup.
Business transaction already. but if I'm a millionaire, billionaire, and I'm truly like sold out 100%, then I'm not thinking prenup at all. However, again, when you have that title, have that status, and prenup is involved, automatically, I'm like, this is a transaction. This is business. This is, I'm thinking with the end in mind, as this might demolish. And if it demolishes, you're taking half, Eddie. You're taking half.
Chad Ochocinco was married for 3 days, and that bitch tried to take half.
Sheesh.
All right. So I have a few thoughts on this, particularly when it comes to romantic love, right? Relationship love. I think we are at a point in society, certainly in Western culture, where let me back this up. Seek and you will find, right? So going back to Western culture, we're in a place in Western culture where people are seeking reasons for things not to work. And what you look for, you'll find. What you focus on will grow, right? And that's with anything. Right? So if you focus on things not working out, things will stop working out. Things won't work out, right? If you look for reasons, look for positive things, look for ways for things to work out, you'll find ways to work out. We'll find things that work out, right? It doesn't mean that does not mean that everything will work out. Maybe it'll work out in the end, but it doesn't mean that all your plans are going to work out, right? And it doesn't mean that everything is going to be to your detriment either, right? But what you focus on grows. And I think if you're in a committed relationship with somebody, you've made the commitment to be with them. So why wouldn't you look for reasons to stick around? That doesn't mean ignore signs, ignore flags and stuff like that, and just be in like some kind of Stockholm syndrome with somebody that's abusing you or something like that. I'm not saying that, but there is a difference between that and looking for reasons to walk away, looking for reasons to end something that you said in your vows. Because no matter what your vows said, they basically said a combination of some variation of these 4 things, right? For better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death, right? Your vows basically said something along those lines, right? And so he gets sick. Oh, well, he couldn't provide, so I'm leaving. That's off, right? Sickness and health. Oh, he couldn't work. He lost his job. I'm out. That's wrong. Richer or poorer, right? Oh, well, you don't go out like we used to. It's not as fun as we used to. Better or worse, till death, right? So if you sign that verbal contract, if you will, why wouldn't you look for reasons for it to work out? And with that being said, why would you sign a contract like that without knowing what you're going into that with? Right? So I think today we've got the game twisted up where we're not looking for those things, 1, ahead of time, and 2, it's on a whim. I don't feel happy. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like this. Or I don't feel like that. Or I got a friend and her husband does this, and and his wife does that, and all this other kind of crap. And then really you should be focusing on your vows, better or worse, sickness and health, richer or poorer, till death. So that's my take on it from a romantic perspective. Why wouldn't you do that? You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Y'all let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe that's why. Just because you married don't make you a husband. Just because you married don't make you a wife. Maybe that's why we got a bunch of people, that aren't wives that are trying to have husbands, and that aren't husbands that are trying to get wives. That don't understand really what you're saying when you go and you marry somebody. They don't really understand what that stuff means. You know what I'm saying? Your word ain't that important no more. It's like for better or worse, for sickness and health, and richer or poorer, unless I change my mind, till death. You know what I'm saying? Right? And come on, man. And that's why that's why the divorce rate is as high as it is. Because we can people just get divorced for any old thing, any old reason. And again, I'm not saying stay in a toxic environment, in a toxic relationship, and stuff like that. But also there are a lot, and I want to bring a few people on this season actually, so y'all stay tuned. There are a lot of people that I know personally that went through some, frankly, pretty fucked up situations in their marriage, and they worked through it. Some things that probably you or me or our spouses would probably say, "Oh hell no," but they worked through it. I'm not saying just stay in anything. Use some discernment, but also richer or poorer, better or worse, sickness and health till death. Thoughts? Damn, my nigga took a shot on that one.
You just don't want that till death to be premature.
And that's why you should do your proper vetting. We talk about that we have talked about that in previous episodes.
And get insurance.
Lord, but
and if you got bread, you should absolutely, especially in this environment where we're not respecting sickness and health, richer or poorer, better or worse till death, where we don't respect that, where there is a unless I change my mind in the middle of it, then yeah, absolutely, you got to insure yourself. So especially if you got bread, yeah, prenup, you should probably get one. We shouldn't have to do that, but we also don't respect vows as much as we used to.
Sure don't.
I need a drink.
And don't get it twisted, okay? Because I read, and I'm still trying to find it, that the divorce rate among lesbians is the highest, okay? So don't get it twisted.
It is. It's near 80%, I think 79%, something like that. Now listen. This is real talk though, because I said we don't respect our vows, right? I'm just saying, all right. We got the divorce rate in America is 60%. 70+% of divorces are started by women, and so they figured men were no good, so they'd go marry each other. So, and 80% of them get divorced. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm gonna say it because I know don't nobody really want to say it, but it's the truth. Don't nobody really want to say it. Ladies, y'all need to check yourselves. 70% of divorces are started by y'all, and when y'all go marry each other, y'all divorce 80% of the time. I'm just saying. Oh, by the way, the statistic among gay men is 16%.
This was not on my bingo board for.
Hey.
I'm just saying, gay men 16%, lesbians 80%. You bring them both together, 60%, 70% started by women. Who's at fault here?
Y'all remember that commercial? I can do anything better than you can.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than
you. That did not age well.
Nope.
Sounds like men are doing a lot of things better.
And apparently, as I've said in previous seasons, men are apparently better than women at everything, including being women. Shout out to Mr. Miss Maryland.
Oh man!
Shout out to Mr. Miss Maryland.
All right,
because men are better than women at everything, including being women. Apparently,
we going off on a tangent. All right, my bad. That was me. It's my fault.
It was you. It actually.
Yeah, it was me. It's my fault.
It 100% is your fault. I said, how did we get?
Hey, at least I'll accept responsibility.
Please.
Hey, hey, listen. I ain't never lied to y'all though. I ain't never lied to y'all. I ain't never going to. I'm just saying.
Please.
I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
How did we get here?
I don't know. What's next? Because
I feel like every episode we have one of those moments where it's like, how do we get here? Okay. All right, and you know what? In the last couple episodes, it's been you, Rich. You need it's Rich, man. It's Rich. You need to put the tequila down, boy.
It's the segment. How did we get here? I like it.
We're gonna have to make that a part of our drinking game.
I'm down.
Mute microphones and how did we get here?
Oh boy. All right, last topic, man. Let's go out with a bang. Wait, no, I'm not. Should we do it?
Do it.
Should we
do it?
We gonna do it before the last time? We gonna do the. We gonna. You got the cards? Are we gonna do it?
I got cards. You got cards?
I got cards.
Yeah.
Well, get ready. Get your glasses ready. Get your drinks ready. We're going up to it. It's God and therapy time. Let's talk about it. All right. So here we go. We figured we come to this segment real quick before we get to this last topic. I think this is going to be pretty important. This last topic is definitely going to be a doozy. Kev, what you got for us, bro?
Just on the lines, we've been fresh out of men's mental health awareness. And so a few questions, so y'all can answer whichever one you want. But the first is they're all on the same cards. How do you relax? What brings you happiness in life? What comprises food for your soul? So any of those questions. How do you relax? What brings you happiness in life? What comprises food for your soul?
Head, weed, and head while smoking weed. No. Y'all gonna act like it's just me? Yeah, really? All right. Go ahead, LB. Go ahead.
What is this, best man? What? Best
what
man?
What did everybody want?
Hey!
Want it?
No. Hey, no, but for real though, if I got weed and also and I can let those powers combine.
Come on, Captain Planet.
I'm saying, boy, I'm trying to tell you, dog. I'm trying to save the universe. Save the world from destruction. All right, my bad. I'm sorry.
What are the questions again? Hold on. What are the questions again? Here we go.
How do you relax? What brings you?
Come on.
We've been drinking too much. I'm sorry. Go ahead. All right. What brings you what?
What brings you happiness in life?
What gives you happiness in life? Okay, come on.
What comprises food for your soul?
Oh my gosh.
Why?
I think we know the answer. We know the answer.
What?
They know the answer.
They all know the answer. Okay. All right. Besides those things, which is everything. All right. All right. I will also say, was the very first question was what? Give me that one more time. Sorry.
What relax?
Okay.
How do you relax?
How do you?
I can't do it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Jay, you get it, bro. You get it. All right. Okay. Oh boy. Besides that,
How about
peace, quiet. No, seriously, peace
how
and
about
quiet. Solitude. Like my like this is we've dubbed this room in my house. We call it the studio, right? The studio is my fortress of solitude, right? This is where I can gather my thoughts. This is where I can play some music quietly in the background or nothing if I don't want to. This is where I can get my work done. This is where I can brainstorm. This is where the magic happens. So I would say certainly besides the other things is peace and quiet is taking advantage of my quiet space.
what relaxes you? All right, here it is. Seriously. All right, I'm gonna be serious this time. Physical touch.
I feel you.
No, real talk. I'm trying not to laugh because, but yes, I feel that. I dig that.
It's like when you like laying on them and they take them little fingernails and do the thing right there with the scalp. Like that's I understand physical touch. It's the way y'all answering the question.
Little spoon, big spoon, big spoon, little spoon.
Yeah.
Run your fingers through my dreads.
Yeah. Spooning leads to forking.
Spooning does lead to forking. That leads to sporks. No? Okay. All right. But go ahead, Caleb. I'm sorry.
What was the other? All right, go to the next one. What was it? Because
what brings you happy? What brings you?
I got this one. Okay.
What brings you happiness and love?
I got this one. Quality time. Eh?
Facts. No, facts. 100%.
What comprises food for your soul?
What comprises food for your soul? So
they can do the fingers on the scalp, Clark. On the scalp. They like the pollen. They like the pollen.
Some oil. You have her get some oil with that bad boy.
Shout out to the Ball brothers. Hit it with the buffer. They like that too, right, ladies? Sound off in the comments.
Get your shine on. You get your shine on with the buffer. You know what I'm saying? Word. Reminds them of the bed sound. Ricky. You know what I'm saying?
What it is though.
What's up?
What was the question again? Hold on. What was it again? What was the question again?
Oh, what comprises food for your soul?
Okay. Wait. Yeah, I had something for this one.
Okay, go.
For this one. It was a good one. It's a good one. Along the lines of quality time, and I mean this. It is spending time, uninterrupted, quiet time with my girls, with my wife and my daughters. Straight up. If it's the hour and a half a week that we get to sit and watch a movie or something like that, you know. Excuse me. It's the half hour or to an hour I have with the girls, before I go to work, before mommy wakes up. It's the hour or so, an hour or 2 hours or so after the girls go to bed that I spend with my wife, giggity, right? So, like. And I mean giggity, but also not that. Like also, let's just literally just spend the time together. That really that, and I know that sounds probably hokey and boring and shit. I get that, but like seriously, that brings me spending time with my family, my immediate family, my girls. Right, that brings me so much joy. It really does. You know what I'm saying? It's the part. Spending the hour or so. Before we both pass out or go do work or whatever we got to do before the girls go to, after the girls go to bed is something I look forward to every day. The next morning when the girls wake up and jump into bed and wake me up and I'll be mad because it's too early in the morning, right? It's still something I look forward to every day. So yeah, that definitely makes me feel filled on the inside for real, And also then I subsequently feel my wife on the inside, giggity.
I think somebody is sliding in your DMs.
Hey, Yeah, hey, baby. Hey, baby. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's what I know. I see you later.
She sent the eyes.
Yeah.
We want to thank y'all for tonight.
It's time to go. It's time to sign off.
Yes, indeed. Now, I would say it's for me. It's the same. It's the fruition of all of that is the provides food for the soul. It's the fruition of it all. So yeah, let's go. I like it. I love it. I want more of it.
What's your thoughts, Kev? You ain't said too much.
Well, I was the one asking the question, so I try to do my best Trey impression and let y'all, get y'all stuff out the way before I. But for me to
Fair enough.
It may seem crazy, but I relax at the gym.
There you go.
Just being able to work out, sweat, be active. That actually relaxes me. Getting a chance to play video games relaxes me, and watching my son sleep is probably one of my favorite things. Like if I can't sleep, I can calm myself and get there if I just look at him on the monitor while he's resting. So those are some things that help me relax. And of course, and everybody knows spending time with him brings me happiness. Watching the product come together as a teacher, those kinds of things give me happiness when my students reach places they didn't know that they, didn't believe that they could get to. It's when you see the light come on for people and when you are really transforming lives, those are invaluable moments to me. So much so that we just took a gig in the middle of summer because I'm insane. What is summer at this point? But my students, they want to, so knowing that they're passionate, it makes, that kind of stuff makes me happy. And food for my soul is the vibe. I think that's an all encompassing thing. Where whatever environment I'm in, if I can feel that vibe and it feels good, that's food to my soul. So told before we got on tonight, I told y'all I missed doing this with y'all. Because this is a good thing on my Friday nights. It also keeps me from spending money unnecessarily, not on the liquor, because that's a necessity. Whatever, we'll come back to that. But this is, those things that you get to do, the things you look forward to, that's the vibe. So, sitting at the bar eating wings is the vibe. So if I'm there, that's food for my soul. I'm having food and it's food for my soul. So just, putting yourself in places that do make you happy, around people that do make you happy. I think all of those things nourish your soul.
Yep, absolutely. I was going to say also, even as you were talking, I was thinking about just some of the circles I'm in. I like to see people succeed. I like to see people hit their goals too, man. I got a crew of 25, 26 guys at work, and just the small goals that I see them hit little by little, literally every day and certainly every pay period, seeing them hit their goals, man, that also brings me a lot of joy too, right? And it's not in any ways about me. It's just about knowing that I was able to help them, achieve whatever the goal is, from something as small as moving out of their parents' house to things as big as buying their first house or buying a car and stuff like that, right? So to be a positive player and have a positive impact in their lives in that way, even outside of my home. That brings me fulfillment too. I just want to throw that out there too. LB, you got something else?
I'm good. I agree.
That's what's up. That was a good one, man. We'll make sure we're ready for the next few. All right. We're gonna try not to go too far off on a tangent next time. No promises, because this is the most organic conversation on the internet. So
we live.
And we live.
All the way live.
You know what time it is. All right, closeout topic. This actually is a combination of a movie clip and a story that we covered about a year and some change or so ago. So I'm going to just play it. I'm going to get y'all feedback on the other side. Final topic. Let's talk about it.
marriage is wrecked.
It's fucked up. The man is gone. He's fucking some white bitch, and I still believe there's good black men out there.
Where? And the options? What are the options? You know what the options are? Be gay. Or see somebody who likes you no matter what, Chinese, black, white, or whatever.
Wrong, Hilda. You're wrong as the day is long. They're out there. The problem is we're looking in the wrong places.
We're looking someplace, I don't know where we're looking, but we're not looking at bus drivers or truck drivers or garbage men, and a lot of them are doing that. And we just won't give them the time of day. But they're good men.
When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build. When some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it, if he owns the bus,
that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus. If he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver.
How many men do you know, black men, who can effectively deal with a mate who has more education and makes more money? Not many. They freak, and y'all know I'm telling the truth.
I know, girl. No, the fact remains is that we are losing our men. That's the bottom line. A lot of this doesn't really so much have to do with the black men. I know it does, and I know we want to blame them, and it is their blame. But part of it is that these white bitches throw themselves at black men. Do you see the way they look at them? You can't walk down the street with your man without 29,000 white bitches coming on to him, and they will give up the pussy because their fathers tried to keep it from them all their lives. When they turn 18 and they leave home, they're going to get that black dick. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. And it can be yours, or mine, and they want it. And they're getting it.
Deal with the black man for a minute.
Oh, Inez.
There's a lot of self-hate going on when he can't deal with his sister.
Yeah, but Inez, how would you know? You won't deal with a black man. How would you know?
Oh, no. I do date black men, but I also date Chinese, Latino, Jewish, the full spectrum.
Well, that's real crazy, ain't it? Yeah, I need a shot on that one too.
My shot is four. My shot is
already. All right, gentlemen, weigh in.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Hello.
Or whatever. So, as with anything, and we say this all the time, nothing's true for everybody. And this is, to me, is multifaceted because, like, there are some men who have unrealistic expectations for the type of woman that they can pull. There are some women who have unrealistic expectations for the kind of man that they can pull or that they deserve, whatever the case may be. What Iyanla was saying was spot on in that, like, people, and I feel like we've talked about this before. If you ask a woman what she's looking for in a man, she's going to start with what is it, like the finances, physical, whatever. Like, it's all going to be aesthetic things. If you ask a man what he's looking for in a woman, it's going to the six packs, six, that kind of thing. You ask a man what he's looking for in a woman, it's going to be like non-tangible things, like she is, a person who can speak calm to my storm. Like he's going to talk like that. So like our agendas as we go into this thing don't even line up. And that's what Ayala was asking. Like, is he kind to his mother? Does he love what he does? And beyond that, like in doing what you do you understand how important your job is for the people that you connect with? Like, are you human? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have, like, are you something greater than how much you make? Like, do you matter to somebody? And so, like, that's the part, and it bothers me because, by all by a lot of metrics, a school teacher is not like it's not an admirable job, because it's not a six-figure making. You know what I'm saying? I work 6 hours a week, make $200,000, and can charter planes to here and here and here and here. Like, it's not that kind of profession. So, when you do put yourself out there, like you're dealing with that issue that it's not glamorous, it's not sexy in that kind of way, wanting more status than substance, more status than substance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think, LB?
I think that people across the board have to deal in the facts. And the facts is, if you want a certain character or caliber of person, and that pool is 1%, then you have to deal with the fact that that is the pool that you are trying to swim or fish in. Okay? Because here's the thing. You can't cry that all of men or the majority of men are not living up to the 1 or even 10% standard that you're looking for, that you say you want. You cannot cry. Just do the math, really. Just do the math. Or figure out what you really want. Because a lot of people have these standards that they don't even, I dare to say, qualify for. Do you even qualify for what you are looking for? Now, again, hey, you want what you want, and that's fine. Just listen. Don't cry me a river when you're not seeing a whole lot of that out there. Now that brings us to the definition of a good man. Like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a good man? Or are you looking for a wealthy, rich man? Like, are you looking for somebody? Are you looking? So we gotta put things in perspective. Are you looking to be the boss woman, but then you're also looking for a man to pay all of your bills? But if you're the boss, where's the space for that man to be the boss? Where's the space there? Like, you really got to take a second and unspaghetti all of that stuff that's going on up there and really think about it. Like, if you're the breadwinner, if you're making all this money, if you're the boss, then why is it that you can't accept the bus driver if the bus driver makes you feel a certain way, provides you with making you feel protected, comforted, and just doing the things that he can do, at home, not necessarily bringing in all the money because you did that, right? But still making you feel like who you wanted to be in the first place, right? If you wanted to be this top person, this leader, or this boss woman, and he's making you feel that way, how are you then belittling him for not trying to bump heads with you, right? But being in that gap and being in that space and still providing you with what you need versus what you think you want. I don't know. That's just something for, those of you to think about. Like, what is it that you really want? But I think there's a lot of good men out there. I think that people allow outside entities to determine what is good for them. I don't know. Sound off in the comments. Let me know. Let us know what you think.
A lot of social media.
Yeah, and I think a lot of social media gets people thinking that a dollar amount equals a good man, or an income level equals a good man, or credit score equals a good man. Let me tell you something. I've been around a lot of men with great credit that made great money, that, dressed the part, looked the part, drove the nice car, and they were assholes. I know one personally, and I recently spoke to this young lady who was married to one of these guys that I knew back in my back in the day. We'll just say back in the day. And I connected with her recently, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and she told me the story of her marriage with this guy who, frankly speaking, I thought this guy was at the time, he was, what I was like, I want to be like him when I grow up, right? I want to look like that and have that kind of credit and this kind of money and blah, 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 right? I wanted to be that guy. And he was no good. He had the bankroll, so other women were also attracted, and he went with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just things like that. So a dollar amount doesn't equal a good man, right? A particular job doesn't equal a good man either, right? It doesn't matter if he's a CEO or if he's front line. That doesn't determine whether or not it's a good man. So, Rich, to your point, yeah, there are a lot of good men out here. And Kev, to your point, that I think media in general, because I think it was before social media just kind of, sped it all up, right? Made it hit more people in a shorter period of time. But media was already going the direction of you don't need a man for anything but a paycheck, basically. It was already kind of going in that direction. And then fast forward, we just listened to Ebony K, who's now pregnant, I think maybe she had a baby, I don't know, but she's a single mom by choice, right? And I put the air quotes up there for a reason. Right? So, and maybe that works for her. All right, cool. But ultimately, I know just not long ago, she was talking about finding or being able to find or not being able to find, a good man in spite of how successful she is financially and stuff like that. And I will say this one thing, ladies, we don't give a shit about how much money you make. We don't give a shit about your career. We don't give a shit about how successful you are. We don't, if you, like, we don't care. We just don't care about things like that. Right? Those are attractive to you. They're not attractive to us. So,
well, not that they're not attractive. It doesn't make the difference.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fair. I would say in general, like you're not going to look at a woman and say, oh, she's the CEO of a company, I want to date her. You know what I'm saying? Like, just on that alone. That's what I mean. Like, that could be an additive to who she already is. but that's not something, I guess to your point also, not a deal breaker, but it's not something that you're looking for necessarily either.
Yeah, because the sandwich maker at Subway could be fine as hell. Like I'm just
that part,
that
part,
and that's like, and to again going back to what Ayanla was saying, like, and that person who works in service treats people kindly, like whether her customer takes a long time to make up their mind or they know exactly what they want when they get there, she's gonna treat them both with respect, whereas the people behind them may be frustrated with how long they're taking, but like they see that this matters to them, so they're going to treat them with respect. Like regardless of the position you're in, how do you treat people? How do you connect with your family? What do you think about yourself? Like how are your relationships with your friends? What's the longest relationship like you've had with a friend? Because some people don't keep friends longer than 6 months. Every 2 years, they got new friends. That's a red flag, that you can't sustain long lasting, healthy friendships. What does that say about your relationships? Like there's a lot of things that come before how much do you make, what kind of car do you drive? What kind of job do you have?
Yep. And it should be like that, I think, for all parties involved. We got to go beneath the surface, ladies and gentlemen. Assuming nothing's changed in the last 90 minutes, and I can still call you that. We got to look below. We got to get below the surface. We got to dig a little deeper. Don't rush the show. It is what it is, man. Just keep learning. Learn your partner. Never stop learning your partner. If we talked a couple episodes ago about how long should it take, for you, I'm talking to the fellas, how long should it take for you to know if you want to marry her? The answer is as long as it takes you to know, right? I mean, I don't think you should be playing games with her, but I would also suggest that if, 4 and 5 and 6 years has gone by and you're still not sure, there's probably a reason. That's all I'm saying. If that long goes by, 4, 5, 6 years, and you're still unsure if you want to, that there's probably a reason for that, right? So, do your vetting, man. That's all I can say. There's no one answer for anything. All I can say is do your vetting, stay prayed up, go to therapy when you need it, do the best that you can. We done, man. It's late. We're a little bit past time. Thank y'all for sticking with us, man. We appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best. We have more to get to with y'all next week, man. Kev, talk to us, man. Take us out, brother.
Happy July. It's a new month. We are beyond halfway through the year. So I'm just hoping that the next 6 months is everything that you've been, praying for, everything that you hope for. Stay hydrated because it'd be hot as hell outside. And yeah, it's summertime. So FTK, shout out to the parents.
Short and sweet. Love each other. Life is short. Go get it. Hey, man. Go be great. Go make it happen. That's it. That's all I got.
No matter what, man, keep persevering out here. Keep persevering, man. Life is short. Life is sweet. But it comes with its twists and turns. It comes with its ups and downs, right? So it's important, again, as I said earlier, to stay prayed up. It's important to go to therapy if you need that. It's important to think critically, because otherwise all these outside forces who are vying for your time and fighting for your mind will absolutely do that, and they'll succeed if you let them, right? So don't let them get you. Continue to think critically. Stay blessed. Stay safe. We will absolutely catch y'all next week, man. We are so happy to be back. It's been a little bit, but we're happy to be back with y'all. Shout out to every single one of y'all that's been with us from the very beginning. We'll see y'all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. That's it. We are done. We out of here, man. Follow us on IG. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Next week.
that he will not step in if his baby mother is being physically abused by her new boyfriend because it's not his responsibility. She's no longer under my protection. I take issue with the fact that we are on podcasts and on social media having conversations about how we would treat our hypothetical baby moms.
For the Force, the King, the Kamikaze, and the Great Incurable, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you had a good time tonight. Tune in next week. It's sure to be a crazy night. We'll dig into all the shenanigans next week. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell a friend to follow us. Catch you on the next round.